Have you ever felt like the world isn't exactly what it seems? That behind every headline, behind every smiling politician or every space mission, there might be something hidden? Something they don't want you to know? Conspiracy theories have fascinated humanity for centuries. Some are bizarre, some are terrifying, and some are so convincing that you can't help but wonder, what if they're true? Today, we're diving into 5 of the most famous conspiracy theories in history. From secret space hoaxes to mysterious assassinations, shadow governments, and even the idea that the Earth itself isn't what we've been told. But before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and comment below. Which conspiracy theory do you secretly believe in? Let's see which one wins in the comments section. All right, buckle up. This is going to get strange. The moon landing hoax, 1969. It's one of humanity's greatest achievements, or is it? On July 20th, 1969, millions of people watched live as Neil Armstrong took that giant leap for mankind on the surface of the moon. The world was united, celebrating an impossible dream come true. But not everyone was convinced. Almost immediately, whispers began. What if it was all staged? What if NASA, under pressure to beat the Soviet Union in the space race, faked the moon landing right here on Earth? Skeptics point to the strange details. The American flag, supposedly planted on the moon, appears to flutter, as if there were wind. But how can there be wind in a place with no atmosphere? In the photos, there are no stars in the black sky. Shadows don't line up the way they should. Some claim you can even see stage lighting reflections in the astronauts' helmets. The theory only grew stronger when filmmakers like Stanley Kubrick entered the conversation. After his movie, 2001: A Space Odyssey, amazed the world with realistic space visuals, some believe NASA hired him to direct the greatest Hollywood production of all time, the fake moon landing. NASA, of course, denies all of this, pointing to moon rocks, telemetry data, and thousands of employees who worked on Apollo. But conspiracy theorists argue back. If it was fake, wouldn't NASA have every reason to cover it up? Even today, polls suggest millions still question whether we really landed on the moon. Was it a triumph of human spirit or the greatest lie ever told? And that brings us to something even darker. 2. The JFK assassination, 1963. November 22nd, 1963. Dallas, Texas. President John F. Kennedy is riding through the streets in an open-top limousine, waving to the crowd. Suddenly, gunfire, chaos, screams. Kennedy is fatally struck, and the world is changed forever. The official story? Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, firing 3 shots from a 6th-floor window of the Texas School Book Depository. He was arrested shortly after, and 2 days later, he himself was murdered on live television by Jack Ruby. But here's where things get murky. Why did Oswald claim he was just a patsy? Why did so many witnesses report hearing shots from multiple directions? Why does the famous Zapruder film, the clearest footage of the assassination, seem to show Kennedy's head moving in a direction inconsistent with the lone gunman theory? Conspiracy theories exploded. Some believe the CIA wanted Kennedy gone because he was too soft on communism. Others say the mafia orchestrated it, angry over his brother Robert Kennedy's crackdown on organized crime. Still others whisper about Soviet or Cuban involvement. And then there's the magic bullet theory. According to the official investigation, one bullet passed through Kennedy and somehow changed direction mid-air, injuring Texas Governor John Connally as well. Skeptics argue the trajectory makes no sense unless there was a second shooter. Decades later, documents are still being declassified, but millions remain unconvinced. Was Kennedy really killed by one disgruntled man, or was it the ultimate inside job? If the most powerful man in the world could be taken out like that, who's really pulling the strings? 3. The Illuminati and the New World Order. A secret society controlling the world from the shadows. Politicians, celebrities, bankers, all working together toward a single goal: global domination. That's the idea behind the Illuminati conspiracy. It traces back to a real group, the Bavarian Illuminati, founded in 1776. They sought to influence governments, promote Enlightenment ideals, and challenge the power of the Church. The original group was disbanded, or was it? According to modern conspiracy theories, the Illuminati never went away. Instead, they went underground, weaving themselves into positions of power. Today, they're supposedly behind world governments, international finance, even Hollywood. The symbol most often linked with them is the all-seeing eye, the same one that appears on the back of the US dollar bill. Conspiracy believers say it's everywhere, in music videos, movie posters, and political speeches, hidden in plain sight. And what's their goal? A new world order, a single global government with total control over the population. Some even claim major events like economic crashes, wars, and pandemics are orchestrated by this group to push their agenda. Of course, skeptics say this is all paranoia. The world is too chaotic for one group to control it all. But to believers, that chaos is the point. Every crisis, every scandal, every celebrity flashing a triangle hand sign, it's all part of the plan. Real or not, the Illuminati has become a symbol of mistrust. The idea that maybe, just maybe, the world we see isn't the world that truly exists. 4. The Flat Earth Theory. Now, let's end with perhaps the strangest and most stubborn conspiracy of them all. For centuries, we've known the Earth is a sphere. We've circled it, photographed it from space, and measured it in countless ways. Yet thousands of people today insist the Earth is flat. Flat Earth believers argue that governments and space agencies are hiding the truth. They say the Earth is a flat disk surrounded by an ice wall, what we know as Antarctica. Beyond that wall, some claim, lies more land we're not allowed to see. Photos from space? Fake. Satellites? Lies. The entire scientific community? Part of the cover-up. Why would anyone hide the shape of the Earth? Explanations vary. Some say it's to conceal evidence of a creator. Others claim it's for control, because if people realized the truth, society itself would unravel. What's shocking is how much this theory has grown in recent years, fueled by social media and viral videos. Entire conventions are held where people gather to prove the Earth is flat. To most of us, it sounds absurd. But maybe that's the point. Flat Earth reminds us that in an age of infinite information, people can believe anything, no matter how impossible it seems. 5. The Roswell Incident, 1947. In early July of 1947, Something strange crashed in the deserts of Roswell, New Mexico, and what followed would become one of the most famous and enduring conspiracy theories in history. It all began with a simple news report. The Roswell Army Airfield issued a press release claiming they had recovered a flying disc from a ranch near Roswell. The world was stunned. A flying disc? Could it really be a UFO? Or was it something far more sinister? Almost immediately, the story was retracted. The military quickly claimed the debris was actually a weather balloon, a mundane, everyday object. But for many, that explanation didn't make sense. Witnesses reported strange metallic materials, unidentifiable objects, and even pieces that seemed to resist burning or bending. Some said they found small human-like bodies near the crash site, too small for any known species on Earth. Decades later, the Roswell incident exploded in popular culture. UFO enthusiasts, whistleblowers, and authors began piecing together a narrative. The U.S. government had recovered an alien spacecraft and its occupants, and they had covered it up. Photographs allegedly showing fragments of the craft, or even alien bodies, circulated in magazines and books, fueling speculation. Some witnesses described memory suppression, claiming they had been warned not to talk about what they had seen. Others reported that the crash site had been cordoned off by military personnel in hazmat suits, and the ranchers who first found the debris were silenced with promises or threats. Why the secrecy? According to theorists, the government wanted to reverse engineer alien technology, gain a strategic advantage in the early stages of the Cold War, and prevent mass panic. UFO hunters argue that Area 51, located not far from Roswell, became the central hub for studying recovered extraterrestrial craft. Skeptics, of course, point out that the debris could have been part of Project Mogul, a top-secret military program designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests using high-altitude balloons. But even this explanation hasn't stopped millions of people from believing that Roswell was the first tangible proof that we are not alone in the universe. To this day, Roswell has become a cultural phenomenon. There are museums, festivals, and even UFO-themed hotels dedicated to it. Every year, thousands of tourists flock to the small desert town hoping to catch a glimpse of the truth for themselves. The Roswell incident isn't just a story about a crash. It's a story about secrecy, fear, and humanity's enduring curiosity about what lies beyond our world. And perhaps that's why, even more than 70 years later, people still debate it, argue over it, and continue searching for answers in the New Mexico desert. Because in Roswell, the line between fact and fiction has always been blurred. And maybe that's exactly what makes it so compelling.
And there we have it, 5 of the most famous conspiracy theories in the world. From the mystery of the moon landing, to the shadowy hand of the Illuminati, to the strange crash at Roswell that still sparks questions to this day. But here's the real takeaway. Whether you believe these theories or not, they reveal something deeper about us as human beings. We question, we doubt, we look for hidden patterns in the chaos of life. Maybe it's because we've all felt, at some point, that the truth we're given doesn't quite tell the whole story. So I'll leave you with this thought. What if just one of these conspiracies turned out to be true? How different would the world look tomorrow? Now I want to hear from you. Which conspiracy theory do you find the most believable, and which one do you think is completely impossible? Drop your answers down below in the comments. I'll be reading them. And if you enjoyed this dive into mystery, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because we've only just scratched the surface of the world's strangest secrets. Because remember, the truth is out there. The real question is, are you ready to find it?